Okay, so this is pretty cool. The file that has all that glitch stuff in it that was problematic, I sent to an online converter. The converter has completed the task, and now we're looking at 15 seconds away from seeing whether we get an MP4 or not. Which, if we do, and it's clean, and all that glitch issue that old stuff won't fix is resolved, then it tells me something, which is that I gotta quit using all the old stuff. It's no longer academic or interesting. Not academic. It's no longer. It is academic. It is no longer fascinating to toy with that. It's just a waste of time in most instances. All right. This thing is telling me it has completed the task at hand. I want to see said deal. Downloads. Boom. These files are temporary. Okay, well that's a nice warning. I appreciate that. But where is the file I just made? EXE. Ah, there it is. PTS0102. Okay. MPEG video. I'm not getting any audio. Oh, there it is.
Christian Science Society is won this campaign for war becomes very concrete. It's either us or it's them.
Devices left participant. Alright, fine. We don't want to do that. We want to move that, right? We've got to move that. That's what the device is telling me. Alright, we're going to move that to the drive anyway, because we're going to cut it on the other machine. This might be working, friends, and if so, I shall be able... The way I put it the other day to a friend of mine on Vaughn Live was, okay, I found out this tape existed a month ago, and Rose Grant said, hey, you want it? I was like, yeah, send it on. I received it 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, and it took about that long to process it into digital formats that can now be manipulated. And so we could say it's, what, 2 weeks? No, a month? 6 weeks, shall we say. It's taken 6 weeks for me to be able to look back in time 17 years. So these 6 weeks don't matter. What matters is, really, I think, to be able to look back in time 17 years. No? Maybe you don't care. Alright, we're going to move the MP4 to this drive. Where is it? It's in the downloads, my files. Downloads. Come on, man. I just had it 2 seconds ago. Recent. Thank you. We're going to move this, you see, to there. Just pop it right in there. It's big. But now, if the audio is matched and it's a clean conversion, we could take it over there and using the ones I've produced. Well, depending on the quality, the argument is dump the ones I produced and get better quality if this is better quality, right? Well, this has all been a very interesting learning experience for me, and I hope it is for you. My mind has been boiling lately. Every day the shutdown goes on, I tell you, that is something. Okay, yeah, so here's something we can already tell. This file is copying right now, and it's 7 megs as an MPEG. And the ones I produced off of that aren't even... No, they are. I don't know if it did all of it then. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out, folks. And when we find out, it shall be useful information. I don't think there is any alcohol in this. It's good. I enjoy that. That makes me feel, once in a while, a little probiotic action. Doesn't hurt. Alright. The conversion is almost done. So, yeah, 6 weeks to look 17 years back in the past. Long stretches of stuff like this to make it happen. The analog to digital conversion is the meat of my life. At my age. I don't want to be associated with generation 2 radical shifts. One is social. It's the millennium, from the old millennium to the new millennium, 2000. I'm 33 right then, and like bang, that's right in my wheelhouse. And the other is the analog to digital transformation. It's right in my wheelhouse. And I lived through it, taken incredible notes about it, and operated with it in different ways. I've worked on large mainframe projects. I've worked on... okay, it says it's done. We also want to move this into the 2005 vid folder. No, we don't. We want to move it to my drive. And in the meanwhile, we can eject that. Oh, shit. We can't eject that because I was trying to copy it from that. Well, hopefully nothing bad happened. Let's take a look. If something bad happened, I'm a moron. Because that was dumb. To set the thing to copy and then kill it was dumb. Alright. Scan the drive. Now, there's a problem with the drive. Scan the drive now to fix it. God damn it. Scan and fix. See, it's having to scan and fix this drive now. See, so what's going on is this thing is not a great file. It's a hard file to okay, thank you, close. Now what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to move that into my DVD folder over here, which is right, where did it go? Desktop. Where's that damn thing? Oh, there's so much information here, folks. Okay, we're going to right-click that, bring it open, open a new window, swing that around. Now, Chidge is what we've been calling this, but we're not going to replace Chidge this time because that's pointless. And we are going to try to find... Okay, so this is the one. This is the VTS-01. This is the conversion that came from online. We're going to copy that over to here, off of the thumb drive. So we have the news open, that's clean. We have the World Trade Centers at sunset, that's okay. It's not totally clean. We have that bong rip, which is hilarious. This is the one we're trying to get. That's the radio show, but the radio show is in 2 pieces, and the other piece is on this chunk. So if we get a clean version, MP4 version of this chunk, with the audio and the video synced, then we're in business. I'm vaguely remembering doing this work now. When I remember making the tape now a little bit as I'm doing this editing. Okay, so we're going to eject this thing because we don't need it at the moment. And it's been repaired, thanks to Mr. Repairage guy. And we're going to see if we can manipulate this thing in this old Windows business. Tell you what I'm going to do. Just going to pick it and see what it does. It's up 1502. It's loading the audio data. We're going to let it take a while to do that. Meanwhile, we can watch it over here. We're just going to leave that because I think the audio problems are the bigger glitch issue. The audio breaks when it goes into those staticky sections where I was fast forwarding on the videotape. The audio gets crazy, so they're not able to synchronize, and it gets all off. That's what we have. We have files with the audio being off. We can, as I said, watch this now, though. Here's the download.
Again, it's actually remarkably. As one, which is really okay. Texts of. Someone who uses sex as part of.
Yeah, it works. Holy smokes, it works. So I should take the others now and use the online converter. I shouldn't just be satisfied with that. Okay, that's what we're going to do. That's going to be another 3.5 hours. Now that cracks me up. If I'm honest with you, that cracks me up. The copy operation failed. Why? I don't remember. Okay. So we want to use the same video converter to do section 1 and section 3. So now what we're going to do is open the converter. And I swear if it asks me for a freaking to sign in again, I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, that was section 2. So we're going to do section 1 that way. Next. It's unbelievable, right? How much this requires. So now, section 2 is over there. We're going to edit that right now. Section 3, we are loading into the video converter to produce the MP4. Gotta admit, way better than my attempt was over here. So that's pretty crazy. So now what we can do is we can make a complete newscast, I believe. And more importantly, did we get what I want at the end? There's the newscast. Alright, so that's me wrapping up the news back in LA. These speakers are broken, so we can't hear it. So even if but when I cut this video, it'll all go together. So.
Projects do not employ volunteers at the exclusion of professionals. 12 and 6. We support and encourage.
That's Page Gets right there. Pretty good. I'm trying to see if this has at the end of it the World Trade Center's bit. See that fast forwarding? It's got it clean on here. That's some banter between me and Maggie back in the day. Right there. I'm gonna put this up. It's fun to see. I was directing about 40 people, between 25 and 40 people. Usually around 12 and a half to 20 at a time.
This is Paige Getz for the KPFK News. That wraps the KPFK Evening News for this Monday, April 5. Thanks to Paige Getz, Evan Davis, Walt Tanner, Carlos Quintanilla, Enrique X, and Free Speech Radio News 4. Engineer Margaret Lepine and Patrick Cronenberg. I am MT Carthy. Stay tuned. IMRU is coming at you next.
That was cool. See, that's cool, dude. But right here at the end, there it is. The footage of the WTCs. It's clean. It's totally clean. Oh, that's awesome. So that's great news, guys. This is great news. This is great news. The video online converter is the way to go. Do not bother yourself with trying to do stuff at home, like, you know, in your systems. 123 Apps is the one I just used, and it's super clean. And I'm pumped. I'm going to put that stuff up now. I'm going to cut the whole radio bit together. And then, actually, I'm going to wait till both of these are done to do that. But that's the towers that I was looking at. So in the winter is that winter? Yeah, I think that's the winter of 2001. Is what that footage is. And it was sunset, and I went up on the roof, and I was filming the towers. Hours of footage I have of that on a tape somewhere. So what I had done is transferred little chunks of it to this thing, because I was leaving the country. This tape that I left behind, that he asked me the other day if I wanted, is filled with chunks of memories that I wanted to maintain before digital video. And they're all like chunks on this thing. And now I find the last footage I ever shot of the World Trade Centers from my roof, which evokes so many intense memories. And which leads us promptly to the discourse on the polarizing events of 2001, which is a massive archive, and which has toured the country. It has shown at every center for book arts in the major cities. The oldest one in New York. It has shown at the Minneapolis one. It has shown in the San Francisco one. And it has shown in, I believe, Chicago. Is that where the other one was? And the object is unchanged for the most part. It stayed in that box from 2001 till 2006, so that was the 5-year anniversary, and that's when it toured the country. Probably about 15,000 would be a conservative estimate of the number of people who saw it. It returned, and we did nothing until 2011, which was the 10-year anniversary, and I installed it in a coffee shop for the day of September 11th in 2011. In 2016, which would have been the 15th anniversary, nothing happened. Hasn't come out of that box since. Small chunks have been able to be added to it. This, for example, is an incredibly great find. I can add the last footage I ever took of the World Trade Centers to the collection. And the collection needs to be photographed now or revealed again through videographic processes. And I think a lot of what I'm doing here now is getting things, well, this place needs to be reworked, but set up to be able to take the box out, show everything again. That footage of the discourse back in 2005 is fascinating to see to me. but I'm not sure it's useful until I reshoot everything now, as we did with the Russia project. So I'm excited about that. The contents of that box need to be archived by a New York institution. That's just a fact. And that New York institution should be one of the larger ones. It should be the Whitney, or it should be the Museum of Modern Art, or it should be one of the libraries of Fales at NYU, or it belongs there. The price we had on it stands. I think it's only gotten more valuable as time has passed. So one of the reasons to do this then is to carefully explain to some of those institutions that we'd like to sell it at this point to someone who can archive it properly. It is a massive project. Intensely personal and for lots of people. And it documents the alternative response than the one we have, one we had, and the one we have that we're living in now. So that piece connects with what we're talking about in Consilience. Consilience is 1998. The 9/11 event happens in 2001. The millennium in between is a nothing, as we've said. The MM is a nothing. I love saying that because it's really, I knew it was going to be a nothing, right? We all did. Many of us did. And then the violent events, the polarizing events is how I describe them. Bang! Then comes the Patriot Acts, Iraq War vote. All wrong, misled, incorrect, bad. Arguably illegal in some instances. Maybe many instances it's illegal, actually. So finding this footage of the towers has evoked some memories. One of the reasons why I have not done much with the piece since then is because the violent events have affected so many of us in so many different ways. And I did not want to pollute the impact that this would have by showing it a lot. I think we were respectful. We showed it on the 5-year anniversary all over the country in arts institutions. And then on the 10-year anniversary, I showed it in a coffee shop in Oakland. In Oakland, just for some people who wanted to see it. And now it hasn't been shown since. And I've kept it very carefully. Amy, AP Ferrara, and I have kept it very carefully. So that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one in there. Big old one. Alright, so now we have the beautiful footage of the towers that we're going to make. Ooh, that's so tight. This is so cool. I forgot I was Ryan. You guys want some music? Yeah, I'll get you some music. Give me a second. So good. Alright. This is it. We got it. We got it. Split that thing. Split. And remove. And yes. Replace it. Awesome. I got the WTC's footage. Woo! Didn't know it existed 6 weeks ago. Now it's the most important thing in the universe, isn't it? Oh! You set to go, buddy? You want to see it? You guys want to see it? Of course you want to see it. Why would I do all that build up and then not let you see it? That makes no sensey. Alright, you ready? We close. We close. We know that the closing of it all. Alright, you ready? This is it right here, guys. This is the last footage I ever took of the World Trade Centers. There it is. That is pretty great. So I'm going to be uploading this here shortly, folks. It's just a 25-second clip, but it means a lot to me. And it's pretty, actually. The footage is nice. It's amazing to me that I now remember what I did. Okay, so like I went through all those like chunks of footage and found a sweet little bit and put it on this videotape. And didn't remember doing that, but was doing it because I was taking off, leaving for Japan, all this stuff was going on at the time. And that chunk is what that is. Which I'm really kind of amazed to see that be the case. Alright, we're going to convert number 2 now to MP4. This one should go faster. That thing was filled with, did you see the crazy glitches that it had to deal with? So this is impressive. This 123 apps thing is impressive. If you're trying to convert files, I would recommend just doing that. Yeah, they say it takes way less time. I think that's correct. So I'm going to convert the third one, cut all the stuff up, and then finally you guys are going to be able to see some cool stuff. Alright, so later.